My name is Randy Richman. I am a plant daddy. This is Mr. Bek
Hello.
and I am going to make him a plant daddy.
Hey.
Yeah, I sure am. Also, we're going to make you plant daddies, mamas, chicks, dudes, however you want to identify yourself. We're going to teach you how to grow, man. The green thumb thing, all right? So, I'm not a plant expert. I'm a plant daddy. Let's all hang out and get ready for the first edition of The Gro Sho. All right, we are broadcasting live from our retail location in Orlando, Florida. It's called The Gift Guru. If you're ever in Orlando at 2203 Curry Ford Road, stop in and see us. Beck won't be here, but I will be. And the cats and dogs.
Hey.
Yeah. And also, I've worked with this guy before.
Yeah.
So I had a production company, and Beck, we're doing basically the same thing.
I know.
I mean, here you are behind my soundboard, helping me produce shows and stuff. So, dude, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
I'm glad to be here.
I know. This is going to be cool stuff. Really excited. So, the cool thing about the dynamic of Beck and I is you don't know anything about plants, right?
No.
Honestly.
Not at all.
Nothing. Well,
I mean,
we know one kind of plant. Yeah, you know what I mean?
hey.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about growing that plant too at some time, but right now we're not going to. But yeah, the dynamic of the podcast is really cool because I'm going to be teaching Beck what I call ground up or balls up growing. And we got, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way, and that is, I'm going to be saying balls a lot, dude.
Apparently, I already heard it a lot.
I grow semi-hydroponically, and I mean, balls are balls. I sell balls, and so let's get our giggles out. But anyhow, yeah. So that's something we're going to be covering up. That's a whole different show, though. And Beck, to become a plant daddy, you got to have a plant, right?
That's what they tell me.
Yeah. Right. So, other than the algae in your shower, do you grow anything at home?
I do not. No growing.
Nothing. You don't have
nothing living.
Nothing living.
No pets.
Okay.
No plants.
Wow.
Yes.
So we got to change this. All right. So to be a plant daddy, you got to have a plant, and he doesn't even know he's getting this. So here's your first plant, buddy.
Oh my God!
All right. So this
is
the plant that I used in the little TikTok commercial that
that's right.
I filmed.
Yes.
So this is really our number one seller. This is a dwarf ZZ.
A dwarf
ZZ. This little guy will top out at 12 to 14 inches. I've been to your apartment.
Yeah.
You've got what I would call probably average lighting in there. So you got some pretty good lighting.
Yeah.
This guy is awesome. This is our number one seller.
Wow.
It's our go-to for when people come in and say, hey, I want a plant, don't know anything about plants, and what's a great starter?
Okay.
This is it right here.
You.
So congratulations. That's going home with you.
Look at that.
And I swear to God, you kill that plant, you're off the show, young man.
Call. Hey, can you
I know.
help me?
Yeah, but we'll go over the watering and everything with that guy later. So anyhow, let's go back about 2.5 years, and pretty much I'm you, dude.
Yeah.
I did not, honestly, I did not know
start
anything.
from scratch.
I did. I literally did not know anything about plants. The pandemic put Robin and I's current business pretty much kaput, like a lot of other people. The phone stopped ringing. We had to do something. So I thought, you know what? Plants are kind of trendy, kind of cool. Let's see what happens here. So I went out and bought my first truckload of plants. And let's just say the old adage of going out and getting a bunch of plants, putting them all in the same room and expecting everything to do well and be taken care of the same, not true.
No.
Not true at all. So all I knew, they were green, they needed sun, they needed water every once in a while, and the rest of it,
sounds easy. Yeah.
it is. Yeah. And then it all started happening. My number one problem was this guy right here. This is a Dracaena.
A John Cena?
Dracaena.
A Dracaena.
Okay. Okay. Now, a Dracaena is a very, very popular. It's kind of what we call a corporate plant because you see this application of this plant because it's low light. It's extremely easy care. Shopping malls, offices. Yeah. So it's a warrior. But boy, you can screw this dude up. Okay. Yeah, you can. I did it. I did it. So all of a sudden, my Dracaenas were turning black. They were rotting, and this was the beginning of, dude, you better learn how to get your act together because you got to sell plants, and rotted, nasty plants don't sell.
I was like a funeral house in here.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You know, that's exactly the way it was. Everything was turning dead, and I jumped into it. I jumped in at both feet, started studying my varieties, and I started figuring out, you know, hey, look, if you have a Dracaena and you go to buy another plant that's in the Dracaena category, the care instructions are literally just about the same. Very rarely do I find like a variety of plant in like a, you know, classification of Dracaena or whatever that has really kind of obscure care compared to the rest of them. Okay. So when you start learning your Dracaenas, you know you got an easy to care for plant. Now let's go with a philodendron. A philodendron, badass plant. Really, really one of my favorites.
I like the name.
I
like the name.
Oh yeah,
philodendron.
Philodendron. Yeah. Well, you know the one I want that's really flashy, or the plant that you got to have, you know, that impresses people. Okay, Monstera. I've got a Monstera. Doesn't that sound like you're already it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
well,
that.
It ain't that much because it's an easy to care for plant, and they're very, very common, so it's nothing really super special.
Okay.
But anyhow, so you start applying what you learn to your classifications, and next thing you know, you're starting to become more and more successful at growing plants.
Mm-hmm.
Beck, what is the number one question that you should ask about any plant before you purchase it?
I guess, how old is it?
No, that's a good one. But no, it's, can I smoke this? Now, you know why? Because if that bitch dies on you, you're going to be so depressed, and wouldn't that be the ultimate ending? Sit there and, like your buddy Joe over there, if you just crash and burn, and all of a sudden you're sitting there going, Joe was a cool dude, man. You know what I mean? It's kind of like recycling plants.
The best way to remember him, right?
Exactly, it is. It's, you're paying homage to your plant there. So when you go into Walmart or your favorite plant store, just look them straight in the eyes and say, "Hey, before I buy this, can I smoke this?" Because if you ask me that, I have no freaking idea. If you can, I figured.
Can't wait for the reaction. For that
exactly. Figure we're bored one night, we'll start smoking tropical plants. Next week, really, really important show. There are 3 things with raising plants that I learned that absolutely changed the game. I mean, seriously, brought my plant game up to where it was like, oh my goodness, this is what it's about. And once again, I don't want to go into that now. That's next week's show, because that itself,
as a whole,
it's a whole show in itself. So that is next week. Really important stuff. The other thing that I really discovered when I started jumping into plants are the frickin' badass people that grow plants, dude. This is the coolest community. I tell this story of when I first got into this. I'll never forget. I just started, I had not been subject to these people, the plant community, before.
Right.
And it's the most welcoming, cool vibe you've ever been involved in.
Oh.
I was in my parking lot when I first got started at 7:30 at night talking about desert rose plants, which are they're cute little plants and stuff, but with these 2 biker dudes covered in tattoos.
Would not expect.
And we're sitting there going, dude, that is the prettiest flower you have ever seen. Now,
connects all kinds of people.
That's what I'm saying. It absolutely brings people together. It's really, really cool. So, no matter what your age is, did you ever feel like you didn't fit in anywhere?
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? Cliques and this and the other.
High school and all that.
Yeah. That doesn't happen here.
That's great. That's great.
If it does, get the hell out of the group,
Right.
because it certainly doesn't happen in my store. And I have enjoyed every single person that has walked in and talked plants with me. Other cool thing is husband and wives, man. They get into this, and typically it's one of the spouses that gets started, and then the other one's like, plants.
Right. What's it all about?
Exactly. And so if you can drag your spouse into it, your kids, your family, then all of a sudden it's kind of like, this shit's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You start learning about it, and everybody gets their hands in on this thing, and you really get some cool stuff going. Plants are like kids, like I said. Mm-hmm. So when we have these couples come in, first of all, I am just shocked at people are like me. They don't know a lot about plants. Like when I first started.
Right.
And I'm really, really kind of amazed at how many people don't know. Like there's so many people that are waiting for this podcast, and it's only taken us a year and a half, dude.
No.
Yeah. But here we are. So definitely get involved if you want something to do with your partner and such. Let's jump in this thing. We're going to have projects, DIY projects, and you're going to be doing them with us. And we're just going to hang out on Saturday mornings, dude. We're going to have little theme shows, maybe a cocktail, mimosa in the morning.
Yes.
And, smoke some plants, grow some, whatever we want to do. But when I go to pick out a plant for a couple, Beck, I feel like a delivery room doctor. Honest to God. It's like, couples will come in and it'll be like, honey, I think we're ready. You know, it's like I'm going, oh my God, ready for what? And it's like, well, we're ready for a plant. So I'll go through the whole thing,
Right.
and then basically, just like they're adopting a kid, I'll set it there and say, I think this is the plant for you. And it's in depth, man. They're like, well, honey, do you think we can? Now, I don't know. Will you water it on such and such days? And I'm sitting there going, dude, I am way underpaid for this.
Right.
You know, I should be like delivery room doctor pay
There
for
you
doing
go.
this. All right,
There
but
you go.
that isn't happening right now. So, the other cool thing about it, if you're single, get involved with plant groups.
That's what I hear.
Single,
Hey.
straight, single, gay. Just ought to put that out there. I don't know. It's an icebreaker though. This plant thing. So if you're knowledgeable about plants, and then you're hanging out with people who know about plants, it's that instant talking factor
Yeah.
to where it's just comfortable.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like a connection. It's like, oh,
It
I know
is.
about this, you know about this.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm predicting we are going to find not you and I. All right, we already love each other.
Yeah.
But we are going to find our future soulmates.
Plant mate.
Plant mate.
There you
Very
go.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
We're going to find them through this community.
Yeah.
Okay? So
right.
really, really excited about it. Now, remember we talked about this guy, the Dracaena?
Yep.
All right, and that so this is my example. Here's a really, really good pickup line that I'm gonna
Oh.
let you have.
Okay.
Okay. Now, your Dracaena wants to be dried out before it's watered. All right. So this is about a every 10-day to 2-week water on this plant. So if you're in a plant group, Beck,
Yeah.
and you see an attractive lady,
Okay.
all right, try this one out.
All right.
So you walk up to her and you say, hey, if your Dracaena's dried out, I'd love to get in your plants and moisten your soil. Whoa! Whoa!
Moisten your soil.
Moisten your soil. Now, I told a buddy
Okay.
about this pickup line, okay? And honest to God, dude, I got a text last night. And he was
Ooh.
like, yeah. He said, dude, I went to one of those plant meets. He said, I used your line. He said, it really worked. He said, what a
Okay.
great night. Now, I didn't have time to get back with him, but he left me a voicemail, and I'm sure it's
Oh.
just him, thanking me.
Right,
But
talking about it.
evidently he had a good night. Play that real quick. I have no idea what
right, let's
he's...
see.
So...
Is that the right one?
Oh my! I think is he moistening her soil? Oh, Beck! What the heck?
Oh, my.
My! Oh, bad man,
Woo.
bad. So yeah, you can use that pickup line if you want to, but back to the meeting the people, Beck. It
Yes.
just once again it's just a simple way of of just connecting. As far as dates, think of how many places you could go with your date that are plant related.
Yeah,
there's all
yeah.
sorts of plant shows in meetups, which we are going to be doing as well.
Right.
All right. Also, we have a plant club. Now, when you join our plant club, it's real simple. You simply go to our website, which is on now, the
Yay.
plantdaddy.pro. Finally got that
I
thing
know.
up. Plantdaddy.pro. We have all sorts of discounts and such on the website. So please make sure that you do sign up on our website and become one of our roots. And we have the notifications of our events. We're going to be having actual grow competitions. I'm
That's
going to be
cool.
doing some grow competitions. Plants are a really cool medium, a really cool art medium.
Yeah.
And when you see my plant line, my accessory line, that's what I have focused on, is
Right.
really the presentation of the plant. So website's up. Once again, plantdaddy.pro. We do have a limited supply of inventory on the website right now. So we're kind of having supply chain issues. But every week we're going to be adding stuff to it, slowly getting into shipping plants. So we just want to get this thing started slowly and make sure we get all the bugs worked out. But all of that is coming. All of our social media stuff should be flying around the tickers somewhere down there. So make sure that you get with us on TikTok and Instagram and such for our weekly posts, which are now going to start picking up now that we have the show going. Let's take a look at where I go to work every day.
All right.
All right. So basically, this is the front of my store. On the side of my shop, now this is what I take care of outside. We have our landscape stuff, our large tropicals. So it gets even, more different when challenging with plant care when you're growing outside, especially, pot growing. This is the lobby where we have all of our tropicals. Tillandsias, air plants, man, those are incredible. Talk about an easy plant to take care of.
Yeah.
Very rewarding. They do all sorts of crazy stuff. The Tillandsias, and then we get into the semi-hydro stuff. And I want you to check this stuff out, Beck, because this is what we are going to be doing starting next week. We're going to get into propagating and start teaching you guys how to make some of this cool stuff. Now, let's take a look at this first of all. This is a Plantarita. All right, so this is basically a semi-hydro grow, and all I'm doing is establishing the plant after we water propagate into these little cocktail glasses. These make great gifts. Okay, so that's your Plantarita there. And then we have, for the gents in the room, how about a nice cold beer? Look at that. See, we got a head on the beer there. All right, and this is just basically me taking simple water propagations of some vining plants and establishing them in the leca or the hydro balls. We do carry all this stuff on the website, like the hydro and such. It's available in all sorts of colors. We are the only supplier that I know of in the U.S. of the Rocky Tony colored hydro balls. So basically, kind of start planning what you guys want to put these guys into, because you want to start getting some stuff together, your containers and stuff, because like I say, we are going to get into this next week. Benefits of semi-hydro growing. I've been doing this now for about a year and a half. I heard about it, and what I read and what I found out was that basically it was an easier way of growing plants, that you had less pests. The plant kind of takes care of itself, especially if you travel, because it's actually sitting in a very controlled environment. And the more I got into the semi-hydro, absolutely, I think, a better way to grow plants. So I'm going to teach you about how to do that. We're going to get you some hydro plants as well. And like I say, the vase growing thing, where you actually water propagate the plant into the vase, the root structure comes out. It's absolute. Here, let's show this real quick, Beck.
All right.
Because this stuff is really becoming popular right now. And I love it. I absolutely support this. To have this sitting on your counter and enjoying that aspect of the plant right there, to me is the game changer, because typically you do not get involved with the roots in your plant unless you got a serious problem. So and look at that root structure, how cool this is. So the vase will just continue to fill up, and really your job is to keep an eye on that water. We administer a plant food once a month, which we have our own plant food, and just keep this guy clean, but so much easier. And like I say, I absolutely love the presentation on this. So all of my stuff is designed for ease of growth, if you will, and also presentation. And my motto is, I don't grow plants, I grow art, which I think is really kind of cool with the aspect of, I love seeing people's apartments full of plants and such, but let's step it up a little bit and kind of get crazy with the way we're going to grow these plants. So, all right, so here are some of my products that are going to be coming out. There are my bubblers. Now, that's these guys that are behind us. What a cool thing. I actually invented these. They are plant cribs that sit in the top of the bubblers, and you grow your plants semi-hydroponically. They absolutely love the environment. The look is just off the chain. And those are my plant slings. Yes, plant slings. And the plant slings are wonderful for displaying your tillandsias, which we are going to get into on such an easy, amazing plant to grow. So we'll have the plant slings in all different, lengths and colors and such. Those are coming in a couple weeks. We do have my plant food available right now, and that is my Plant Daddy Jungle Juice. And it says right on the label, for the plants that want to party.
I'm already getting steamy here.
See? Yeah. Wait till we put your little buddy there on some jungle juice. Yeah, he'll be spreading his pollen around the room at night. But anyhow, so the jungle juice also is good for soil plants as well as the semi-hydro. What I really like about the plant food, it is just a one liquid application, so it's not multi-bottles. Tropical plants take very, very little nutrition, if you will. Okay. So it's only a simple once a month additive. So if you're interested in all this stuff, like my bubblers and the semi-hydroponic, these are all separate shows. Way too much information to try to get into right now.
Each one's its own topic, each show.
Absolutely. So when we do the bubbler thing, we'll be taking them apart and show you how to clean them and such and really get into this thing. But they really, really are cool. We actually have an install for our very first corporate install. My bubblers are going in the World of Beers.
And where is that?
In downtown on Lake Ivanhoe.
Wow.
Right on Lake Ivanhoe. So, we're going to be doing an install. Yeah, it is. So, we're pretty excited about that. Next week, really, really important show, guys. I want to share those 3 major game changers with you guys because it is exactly that. It's gonna up your plant game. We are back now. I'm sorry, but we got to talk about this. My parents never had this talk with me, but I'm a plant daddy. And this is my responsibility to talk to you. I guess you would be my plant son. I don't know. But it's about STDs.
Okay. We're having that talk?
Soil terminal disorders.
Soil terminal disorders.
STDs. Okay. And we're going to go through all of them. The plant STD is just like a regular STD. Early treatment is the most important thing. I'm going to go over the most common STDs and the way to treat them, things that have worked and not worked. And you got to be really, really careful when you treat for this stuff because you can end up killing or frying your plant.
God.
I did it. Like I said, I'm a good guy to learn because I learn from many, many mistakes, which is exactly the way to learn. So that is coming up next week. And yes, STDs. Okay, we covered that. Sorry, going on here. All right. So also, as far as plants, what I want from you guys are a tendril of a vining plant. So if you can get your camera again, Beck. This is just a typical pothos, and this is probably the most common plant, I think, that people grow. Ooh. And we're going to just, like I say, we're going to start from the basics, simple stuff, and we're going to start water propagating on these. And when I do my water propagations, keep that there, I like to do them and start them in containers like this, and you actually are kind of doing 2 things at once here. You're prepping your plant, getting it ready to go into hydro. Now, what is going on here? You basically are taking a plant and at least for these vining ones, like this is a Swiss cheese, Monstera, and this is called a node, where the leaf breaks off of the main portion of the vine. Yep. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do the little snippings. You simply put them in water, and in like a week, 10 days, you get some crazy things happening. And they are, let me get one here. Here we go. So that is a water root. Look how beautiful that is. So cool. The Monstera has put out really, really gorgeous white water roots. And the cool thing about this is you can actually enjoy this process while you're doing the water propagating because I mean, look at that. just set that on the counter. It looks really, really good, and you're basically just using this as a step to take it into hydro if you want to go into the hydro, which I'm going to teach you how to do, or just grow in here. You really don't even need to take the plant out of the water to reestablish it anywhere else. You can just enjoy it this way. So that is really cool stuff. So yeah, get your vines, and then what works really, really well for the propagations to hold them. Like I said, I really like the bubble bowl. But it does. It hangs onto the plant, but yet allows you to drop the node into the water, which is really, really important. So if you got some old little drinking glasses or anything at home?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the type of stuff we're going to use. Okay. All right, we're going to keep it simple.
You have to say it's simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. It's all the stuff you have at home. Another thing that is super, super important when you deal with plants, I'm kind of letting one of my secrets out of the bag here for next week's show but distilled water.
Oh.
Very, very important, especially when you go into a semi-hydro environment. You don't want to start with anything but 100% pure water.
Okay.
A lot of waters have a lot of schmutz in them. It's schmutz.
Is that the professional terminology?
That is, schmutz.
Okay.
It is. It's there. But if you start with water with schmutz in it, it really affects the ability of the plant to absorb nutrition. A lot of plants are very not happy with the chlorine and the fluoride and such.
Okay.
Distilled water. So we want our tendrils, your plant trimmings. We want some containers for you to put them in. Plant snips, you're going to see me use them. You don't have to have these things. A pair of scissors is just fine. And then we're going to start out with that. And then we're going to start planning on where we're going to take this stuff.
Yep.
We've got so much to learn. I'm so freaking glad we just got show number 1 out of the way, dude.
I know.
I know.
My God.
So it's short. It's sweet. Like I say, I just didn't want to do the first show and jump into a bunch of stuff. Just kind of to say thank you all for being here. We finally did it. Gee whiz. After all this time. Beck, I want to thank you. Join us, guys. Saturday mornings, chill, get a cup of coffee. Let's hang out. Your mimosa. Let's talk about plants. We're going to be having some theme stuff going on.
Yeah.
And most importantly, let's all just hang out and grow. So, see you next week for an edition of The Gro Show. Take care, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.